collared shirt.
Mm-hmm.
She better get out of here. Um,
Ancient. Ancient. Hey.
hey, everybody. Can't stand the daggum collar to be so daggum tight around my daggum neck. Never have. I probably never will. uh, yeah, I did out Miss Guthrie earlier and found out a pretty good bit of stuff. Um, and we can go over what you got as well. Uh, Evening, Annie. Uh, hey, Pamela. Uh, I think I think they're going to try to keep Savannah
Ancient.
out of the limelight as much as possible. But I also think that with the questions that I asked and the results that I got, tell me that she knows more than, well, for her, anything. Because the only thing she'd say was, where's my mom? Well, uh, we done had that discussion with her today as well. Yeah, we went up there. Oh, I was gonna show you. I was they ain't big or nothing, but they're I like them. They are um, the American flags, so they're not big, and I got two of them. He just wanted $1 for them, but thing about that thing about that boy is uh, his wife is bedridden, and he got a 4-year-old daughter. And where if it's rain, sleet, snow, ice, it don't make no difference. He's out there doing it. And most of the time, people turn their head when they pass by. And luckily today, when we pulled up, there was somebody there looking around. Um,
And then another one came in and looked around.
mm-hmm. So that's the thing. If other people would start seeing other people's vehicles there, it would start getting in some people. And we, just kind of looked around a little bit and stuff. And uh, as was said, I said, we want for them little old flags right there. He said, I'd take $1 for them. I'm going to turn it down. I mean, I'm going to hang one probably in here somewhere and may give Raymond one, or I may I may just use one for a giveaway. I don't know. Uh, they're all saying, hey,
Hey,
she's eating.
I'm sorry.
These are, uh, let's try that again. Let me turn that Wi-Fi mine off. Just do it that way. Is it? See, that ain't doing it. It did it about 3 times earlier. But anyway, hey everybody. I just wanted to tell about the feller and why we did what we did. Uh, it never hurts to pay it forward. Uh, I can show you the box in the living room that my mother is sitting on right now, and it's like a little chest box. You can raise the flap up and put stuff in it. We put blankets in it. That way we run all over the house trying to find the blankets. Gets cold enough. We know right where they at. He wanted $10 for it. All I had was a 5, and he took it. And as I was leaving that day, I seen inside the van thing, he's got that SUV thing of his wife laying there in the back part, and his little daughter standing there next to the side door. And it's just got my mind to thinking, you never see anybody just pull up. It's like because I guess because he has the same stuff all the time, and it just don't ever hurt to help, you know. And for two, even 16-inch flags, I mean, that's worth a daggone $1. I mean, my goodness. Yeah, I tell you what, that boy right there, he's the humblest somebody I've ever seen in my life. I don't think he's got a mean bone in his body. Yeah. Um, I have I have an idea. Um, I don't know how well it'll work or not, but I thought if I keep one, then I'm going to put it right over here where this paddle like thing is, and some of these little hanging things, move them out of the way and put it right there. I'm going to give everybody a color, and every time you share one of my shows or videos, I will tag on one of your colors. There's 6 white ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red ones. So I'll probably do on the white and do red pins. And whoever gets to the end first wins.
You're gonna write on that?
No, I'm not gonna write on it. I'm gonna use thumbtacks. Just hang it up over there, and each time someone shares a video, then I will put them a thumbtack on it, and whoever gets all the way to the end first wins.
Did you ever find any of those statues?
Uh, yeah, I seen one in that drawer. You'll have to scavenge around in it. There may be another in there. I don't know. If not, get you some of that chocolate milk. But you'll have to chug it fast or you're going to use it for heartburn. Oh, I've got plenty of stuff to sell. I just don't know anybody that's willing to buy.
Exactly.
Shoot, I got stuff right here in this daggum room right now.
So do
I got stuff in the living room to sell. But
I got stuff in Wonder's room to sell.
Yeah, that's right. Um, it's just it's a matter of getting it sold. Is the problem. um, I tell you what, when I asked every one of you, and the ones that even will jump on here in a little while, you watch this back.
Let's see if I'm. I just want to do a quick time.
If you guys don't care, throw out a prayer that the good Lord will work it out for Christina to get what she's owed come starting Monday or at least by Wednesday, because that's when they normally get paid, is on Wednesdays. But we heard him tell that woman at the bank that it could happen on Monday, but it would make me feel a lot better and her too if everybody will keep us in your thoughts and your prayers about it. I think once this goes through and everything, she's going to hold to it for a while. But at the same time, she's going to put in at Walmart. And the day that they schedule her to come in, the day before that, she'll already be at work. And she's going to go in long enough to get it kind of started and then walk out and say adios. After the way they've done her, she deserves to get the last word. And two, it'd be a better pay, and you wouldn't have to worry about, cards and, all this bunch of junk. It'd go straight to the bank account. Hey, Jen, they saying hey to you.
Hey.
Um, but yeah, I want her to wait until everything drops and can't really do nothing uh, for what. That reminds me, what did you do with that paper from the IRS?
In there.
You do know where it's at?
Yes, it's in our room near that thing that I have that I've been hearing my glass being moved on.
And you're sure?
Yes.
Because it's got the number on it we got to call.
Yes.
All right.
Not sure if it's or if it's Mama that's moving my things in there, but they need to quit.
Well, I don't care as long as you know where it's at.
Yes, I know that.
Because come Monday, it's gonna be called. Like I said, if you gotta go to work too early or whatever, my sister will handle it for you. So far, well, if I wait around to Wednesday again, it'll be a whole month's worth. So it'd be 4 checks plus uh, income tax. And according to that income tax thing, it said you just have to send a legit bank routing number and account number, and all this, uh, so we can send it. So I don't think there'll be any hassle with that. They just didn't want to send it back to that card. Uh, I guess maybe they've tried and it declined. Um, but now all she's got to do is call and give them all that information, and it should drop like that. Um, everybody's prayers going out that we can get situated around here. Good Lord to hear every one of them, and now to help us out. This is beyond crazy. Even the woman at the bank said nobody should be treated that way. And she said, make him take it out of his own pocket. She said he can. Hell, they used to work together. I don't know where it was, but somewhere. And they didn't like him. They all made him leave. Just the workers did. They all made him leave. Yeah, I mean that's what she's wanting. She's wanting to get on, down at Walmart.
Yes.
Like stocking and I mean sometimes they're gonna put her on register regardless, but she's already got know how that stuff works. And plus she'll have somebody standing there over to coach her for probably a week. And yeah, it'd be a big difference in pay. I think they do pay every 2 weeks, but look now, hell, we running on a month now. But she gets them income tax in and her checks in, and gets down there and gets that woman to get her through. I know it may sound bad and everything, but I am fed up with them doing this to her. And the reason I said I'm gonna have her to do it that way, because I'm gonna film it, and I'm gonna film everybody's facial expressions. She's going to go in, get started, put her coat where she normally does, put her bag where she normally does, get it going, give it an hour or so. I'm going to sit there and get me a Coke or something other, and at the same time, I'm going to be filming. And then directly she's going to grab her pocketbook up and her coat, and she's going to tell them, "Adios," and walk out the front door. And I'm going to sit for a minute and see what they say and get all their expressions. They're going to be sorry that they have done this to her. And the proof is going to be when he sticks his head out and say, "What's going on?"
Mhm.
And they say, "Christina just quit." He's either going to try to go to the door and get her back, or he's going to try to go in there and get her on the phone. But that dog won't hunt either, because it'll be my phone that he calls. I said, if he wants to give you $1.50 raise, or whatever it is, then go ahead and stay a little bit longer if you want to. If not, tell him to kiss it. Adios. And I believe as hard as she's daggum worked and helped everybody there out when they didn't know how to do their own daggum job, she deserves to get her last word in. Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
What?
Robert Downey Jr.
No.
Yeah.
That was Tony that plays Iron Man.
Anyway. Yeah, she can do that too.
What?
When he pokes his head out, I always give him a bird.
Yep, that's what.
So the way they treated her. 10 on 5 likes. Come on, guys. We shouldn't make another move right here until it gets equal. And 3 people have jumped off. And if it's because I hadn't got around to doing a loved one for you, I try to explain to everybody my mind is not right. If I can't do it with 110%, I'm not going to do it. So the one jumped off, stay off.
I can explain Captain on.
Huh? Are you about done, or you fooling around, or what?
I'm finished snacking.
Well, you know I got to get down to business here.
I was done with that already. I was just getting your phone back.
Now, it was 6, now it went up to 7, but there's only 3 on, it says. I'm going to listen to these here little clips right here.
We are getting some breaking news in the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy
Some of
Guthrie.
you may heard them.
We've got some breaking news just into our newsroom. Phoenix police have identified the woman found dead near a canal off 28th Street in Oak.
For Nancy Guthrie, I have heard people make claims that even when a phone is turned off, it still pings towers, which is not true.
In the search for Nancy Guthrie, Straight Out to Crime Stories investigative reporter.
Drop everything, because the Nancy Guthrie investigation just took a turn that has both law enforcement and the tens of thousands of people following this case stopping dead in their tracks. In the early hours of this morning, Phoenix, Arizona emergency units were dispatched to the Grand Canal Trail after reports came in of a woman found completely unresponsive near the edge of the canal bank. By the time officers reached her, it was already too late. She was pronounced dead at the scene. And before the news had even finished spreading online, one name dominated every comment section, every message thread, and every breaking news alert: Nancy Guthrie. From the very moment the 84-year-old woman vanished without a trace, her story captured the attention of an entire nation. The burning question at the heart of it all has never changed. Where did she go, and who is responsible? Thousands of tips have flooded into investigators from across the country. Federal agents, county deputies, and forensic analysts have spent weeks buried in surveillance footage, physical evidence, and case records. And yet, for all that effort and all those resources, the answer has remained painfully elusive. Nancy Guthrie is still missing. Now, with an unidentified woman's body recovered in Phoenix, the case has been thrust back into the national spotlight with a force no one was expecting. Here is what investigators have confirmed so far. Maricopa County authorities acknowledged that first responders were dispatched to the Grand Canal Trail after receiving a report of an adult female lying unresponsive along the canal's edge. When officers arrived and assessed the scene, the woman showed absolutely no signs of life. She turns up in that very city. The timing is not lost on anyone. Now, to be absolutely clear, investigators have not drawn any official line between the Phoenix Canal discovery and the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Law enforcement has been deliberately measured in its public statements, urging patience while the examination process plays out. And that caution is well earned because this case has already been rocked with availability of comparison records. In the Nancy Guthrie case, investigators already hold detailed identifying information, including biological and medical records, that could either confirm or conclusively rule out a match. If this woman turns out to have no connection to Nancy, investigators will redirect their efforts toward determining who she was through those same hours between a discovery and a confirmed identification can feel like an eternity. Hope and heartbreak share the same breath, and there is no way to separate them until the truth finally arrives. As things stand right now, authorities have not publicly confirmed any connection between the woman found near the Grand Canal Trail in Phoenix and the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. The identity of the deceased woman has not been released, and the medical examiner's office is still in the process of completing its examination. Until those results are made.
Before this video ends, you're going to know the name of every man connected. Yeah, I need to reframe something. Oh, most of the conversation around this case has been built around a single question. Someone who reached out and tapped the camera before entering. Again, the legal definition of investigative journalists who analyzed photographs of Tommaso standing next to other identifiable people, following a path that had been cleared. Now, back to the DNA. 2 separate profiles, 2 different locations, 2 individuals. The defense case for a lone offender relies on simplicity. 1 stranger, 1 act, 1 DNA profile. That defense does not exist here anymore. 2 profiles means 2 family trees, 2 genealogy trails, 2 sets of relatives who may have submitted their own DNA to commercial databases. An investigative genetic genealogy, the same methodology used to identify the Golden State Killer, the same.
Oh, shut up. You ain't doing nobody no justice.
Domino's best deal ever gets you any pizza with any toppings for just $9.99.
This is the Galaxia 23 I just got completely free from AirTalk. It comes with a free plan that includes up to 20.
Returning to our top story this evening in the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie, the Pima County Sheriff's Department says the suspect's clothes may have been purchased from Walmart, but they're not exclusively available at that store.
Right now, Savannah Guthrie shares a new message for hope as a piece of evidence found near the scene of her mother's disappearance could provide some answers.
Ashley Banfield, who hosts her own podcast called Drop Dead Serious, is breaking exclusives on this case like nobody's business. And yesterday, she had quite a doozy.
This is the leaked FBI interrogation of Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, and you're about to watch a man destroy himself in real time. The footage was sealed inside a federal case file, never supposed to reach the public, but it did. And what it captured over 6 hours inside a windowless room.
Let me also tell y'all something real quick. I mean, most of you may know this, some of you may not. Now, I could go run up to the police station and tell them, I killed about everybody in Food Land up there. Even though they would handcuff me and hold me, but until they had proof, they nothing they can do with me. Not one thing. But now if you got up there and it was like I said, then yeah, you go ahead and go to prison. They couldn't keep on with him unless they had proof. When he confessed of what he did, we heard earlier as well part of it too. They could not get him for manslaughter if they didn't have the body. You can kill whoever you want to, but if they can't find the body, you can't be charged. Period. No body, no charge. So, when it was said earlier, body was found, he knowed his was getting wrapped up, but they could not. And you can go grab a law book if you want to and read it. You cannot charge somebody just on their word for murder. They have to be a body. Without that, he can go home and sit down and finish drinking his coffee. That's just the way the justice system is. A lot of people know that. A lot of people don't know that.
Changes everything about this case. It starts with a son-in-law in pajamas at 5:30 a.m., still believing he can outsmart two FBI agents, performing shock, performing grief, performing the worried family member so convincingly that for the first 90 minutes, you'd almost believe him. Almost. Then the lead agent reaches for a laptop, presses play on a traced phone call from 2:47 a.m., and the performance dies in 4 seconds flat. What comes out of that speaker is the son-in-law's own voice, discussing things about Nancy's kidnapping that only the person who planned it would ever know. And that recording isn't even the most damaging thing in the room. The room. The footage opens cold. Nancy, Guthrie's son-in-law, is being walked into a stark, windowless FBI interview room at 5:30 a.m. Still in the pajamas he was wearing when a SWAT team put a battering ram through his front door an hour earlier. Hair uncombed, eyes swollen, but already performing, already projecting this theatrical confusion, blinking under the fluorescent lights like a man who couldn't possibly fathom why federal agents just dragged him out of bed. Two agents sit down across from him. Lead interrogator, Special Agent Russell Dante, a 23-year veteran out of the FBI's Violent Crimes Division, known internally for his ability to break suspects who believe they're smarter than everyone in the room. His partner, a younger agent who barely speaks for the entire next 6 hours, but whose pen never stops moving, documenting every word, every flinch, every micro-expression that crosses the son-in-law's face. Here's the catch. Agent Dante reads the Miranda warnings, and the son-in-law waves them off like they're an inconvenience, doesn't hesitate, doesn't ask for a moment to think. He declines an attorney with the casual arrogance of a man who has already decided he's going to outmaneuver two federal investigators and walk out of this building before lunch. That single decision, made in less than 3 seconds, destroyed his life. His opening performance is polished. I have absolutely no idea why I'm here. This is insane. I would never hurt Nancy. She's my mother-in-law. I love her like my own mother. Leaning forward.
They found harmony. They found her in a cooler box, zipped up in top of a garage. Now, they won't tell the family members where she's buried now, like cousins and uncles and all this. If they want to tell where she's at, then they can tell the family, but the law will not. Um, but the way she was done up was horrible, just to fit her into two coolers. Um, so the wrath on finding Harmony, that's over with too. Um, her dad did it. Um, he claimed he just couldn't tolerate it anymore. Apparently, she had some type of autism or something. I don't know what it was. Had something, and he couldn't deal with it anymore. And I think he didn't want her in the way of him and his new woman. Yeah, exactly.
I love her like my own mother. Leaning forward, hands flat on the table, steady eye contact. Every word rehearsed, every gesture calculated. He'd clearly spent time preparing for the possibility that this moment might come. What he didn't prepare for was Russell Dante, the rehearsed timeline. When agents ask him to walk through the evening Nancy disappeared, he delivers his story with a kind of consistency that only comes from repetition. Nancy came for dinner at his and Annie's home. They played card games. Nancy's favorite, the same ones she'd been playing since her daughters were children. She was in great spirits. Around 9:45.
Oh, shut up. Get off my cellar
Great
device.
spirits. Around 9:45 p.m., he volunteered to drive her home because it was dark. He describes walking Nancy to her front door, waiting until he heard the lock click behind her.
That's not what he said in the first. Sat and watched her from the car until she got in. That's why I always listen to how something's being said, not what's being said.
He describes walking Nancy to her front door, waiting until he heard the lock click behind her, and driving away feeling satisfied she was safe. He adds granular details to build credibility. What Nancy wore, what she ate, how she laughed telling a story about her late husband during dessert. That last detail is important. Remember it. Because it means the last evening Nancy Guthrie spent as a free woman ended with her laughing at her own dinner table, surrounded by family she trusted completely, including the man sitting across from Agent Dante right now. Now, pay attention to this next part. For 90 full minutes, the son-in-law maintained total composure, answered every question without hesitation, showed zero signs of nervousness. He even asked the agents how the investigation was going, playing the concerned relative eager to help find Nancy rather than the man who arranged her abduction.
Okay.
Agent Dante let him talk, let him repeat his story, let him grow more confident with each telling, because Dante wasn't gathering information anymore. He was building a runway, giving this man every opportunity to lock himself into a version of events that was about to be demolished by a single audio recording. But the timeline was just the calm before something much worse. What Agent Dante had been waiting 90 minutes to play changed the temperature of that room in under 4 seconds.
We're going to try to use the meter for a minute. Ava, you'll need your help on this one, love. I think there's a few of them stuck in their death state. I want a direct confirmation from Miss Nancy. Where if she's been found and if authorities are just not releasing it to the public yet, if that is so, Ava, speak it, them words to her and bring it to dark green for no. Bring it to yellow for yes. Anything above yellow that she does not understand what it means to have to cross over. I need you to work on it right now. I'm gonna ask again. Miss Nancy Guthrie, has your body been found and authorities have just not released it to the public? Okay. Go with the green, Ava. No, go with the green. No, no, just go with no, no, Ava. Just to the no, just to the green, love. Ava, show her to move it only to green. Ava, back up and point so she can see which one it is. You got light green, dark green, yellow, orange, and red. Anything above a yellow is confusion. Show her how to put it on green. Just like that. Now, Miss Guthrie, you can do the same thing. There you go. See? Simple as that. And y'all better work with it, because if you don't, Summer's going to get in here on it and y'all ain't going to have a chance. Now, I'm going to ask you a straight up question. Miss Nancy Guthrie, are you confused of what's going on and do you not understand the meaning in terms of crossing over? Okay, that was orange. Can you show her red? Ava, can you show her red? You got to keep going. Show her red. She got it to orange for confusion. Bring her to red. If you have to, grab her hand and put it where it will light up on the red. Because right now I can see that she's just touching it, just trying to figure out how the thing works. We need to do yes or no questions here without any play in it. Okay. So if you don't care, Well, I might be jumping the gun a little bit too quick. I said anything past orange or yellow would be a state of confusion. You put it on orange. Okay, let me slow down a little bit then. Crossing over means only one thing, and one thing only. And hear me. All you are doing is accepting your fate. So you know what you're going to be dealing with when the Lord comes back. You're not going anywhere. Nobody's going to do nothing to you. It's just you accepting. Once you do that, you won't be stuck in a death state and confusion. Ava, show her what it means to cross over. And when you do, light this baby up, okay? I've tried to explain it the best as I know how, okay? It's a personal thing, even though Ava, is she crossing? Is she crossing now? Okay. Look, okay. Look. Duty, okay. Look. Okay. Yeah, she's trying to cross over now. We just have to stay out the way. So how's it going? Nancy, Ava, how's it going? Okay. Bring it to orange or red if she's accepted her fate. And you guided her through this. I believe I've seen it go to orange a while ago, but I'm not for sure. Okay. Okay. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Daggum right. About time. All right. Ava, you're a blessing, love. I love you. Always have, always will, and you know it. You loved me before I even knew it.
Hey, what am I, chopped liver?
You wasn't even born when I was 7-year-old.
I don't care. You're still supposed to love me too.
I do. So what are you doing now? if you're having fun with this, now that you're figuring it out, if your heart feels safe and you've seen and heard things, put it just to yellow for me. Just to yellow for me. There you go. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask some questions, and you feel free to continue playing, but go to the color that I asked for each question. Okay. All right. Number one. There was someone said for the death of Nancy, it was a family secret. Do you believe that your children and your son-in-law knew everything about this? And if so, bring it directly to yellow and hold it a minute. Put it. Okay. Good enough for me. Do you think that when you fell, you broke your ankle? If you did, yes, keep it on green. No, dark green. Okay. When you fell, do you believe that you broke your wrist? Bring it only to green. If you think, oh, okay, all right. Do you think this was plotted from your daughters just so they could inherit everything that you had? Do you think this was a family setup? If so, bring it to yellow and hold it. Gotta hold it. You gotta hold it, honey. Bring it over. If you think this was a family setup, bring it to yellow and hold it. Try. Okay. All right. Do you think that the other person that was with, I can't even pronounce his dumbass name, but your son-in-law, do you think that the person that was with him was a cop? If so, bring it to yellow. Blink it twice. Blink yellow twice for yes. Once for no. Do you believe that there was a cop that was helping? Okay. Did you know that when they took out, or he took out your pacemaker, that it would notify the moment that it was detached from you? Did the surgeons, did the doctor, did nurses tell you that that would happen? If it did, can you bring it to orange? If you knew without a doubt that they could get the feedback from that device, Can you please bring it to orange? You may have to grab it to do it. I just want to know if you knew that. Okay, good deal. Your son-in-law is confessing that he didn't think that you would pass by him just taking that out. I mean, it ain't just like taking a crayon out of a box, you know. He's just stupid. Okay. So with him admitting, okay, that what he did, the only thing that he's not mentioning is both your daughters' names. Now, here comes the trick question. And I want anybody that is from around this world, if you watch JSV, watch the answer for this question. And do me a favor, stop pushing away spirituality. You might have a loved one one day you might want to know what happened to as well. Give it a shot. Just sit back, listen, watch. That's all I ask of you. It's not that hard to do. Miss Nancy Guthrie, do you think that, like your piece of clothing that was found on the property, another piece of clothing that was found, or piece of jewelry that was found on down the road from your home, were them things set just to throw off the direction where they were going to take you? If that is correct, only blink green. If this whole thing was just a setup, honey, oh, okay. Here's a hard question, and I know it is, love. With all your heart and soul, and now your mind, because that's what spirits run off of, is the energy from muscle memory that will never leave you until the good Lord comes back. Do you believe that your other daughter and Savannah knew everything about this? Okay. Yalla, if you think they should search her purse and phone records. Okay. Do you think she had one of them just throwaway phones So maybe she couldn't get caught talking on one of them. Bring it to yellow. Okay. Oh, that's better. There you go. From 1 through 10, how obvious is it that uh, Savannah knew that this was going to take place? And is that the very night that you said that he came in and it was kind of odd for him to come in behind you? So the family secret was to take you out and for Savannah to inherit all your belongings and home. And do you think, it's a serious question, do you think that Savannah thought that her and her fella were the only ones to be caught in this mess, and for them both to go to prison so she can have everything to herself? If so, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up high as you can go. If you think this was a setup for all that, bring it up, honey. There you go. Seeing is believing. during the altercation you had with your son-in-law, did you see his face or hear his voice? If you did, just bring it to green. Green, honey. I know you get a little excited, but just let's answer questions here. Then you can play with it all you want to. Bring it just to green. Just to green, honey. Okay. So you either seen his face or you heard his voice. And another thing that I want to make clear to the public and anybody else that listens. Because myself, I don't give a damn what they say. I care what you say, and you're saying it right here. Proof's in the pudding. They can't nobody deny seeing this. That's why it wouldn't hurt for a lot of people to start turning a little bit toward the spiritual side of things. Um, once you were taken from your home and a piece of your clothing was discovered on down the ways, either a piece of jewelry or whatever it was shining. They said it's something shiny. All right. Were you ever at one of them spots? Because I don't personally think you were. I think maybe they were going to put you in the second location, but I believe they moved you again. And I'm not going to say a pond because that's getting used too much uh, through social media. But what I am going to ask is when found, were you even near water? If you were, bring this thing all the way up. You're hesitating. Light it all the way up if you was not found by water. All the way up. The very next question, I know you're enjoying this, I can tell it. The very next question I want to ask, were you more hurt about the situation, or were you just mad about the situation and just felt like you had no worth at all? If so, bring it to yellow. Okay. So with them doing this made you feel less than nothing. And you say every bit of this started out from jealousy, correct? Do you think that there was a sheriff in that town or community uh, that's also could have been involved, at least by not by making sure no one, was seeing what was going on at the home? Bring it all the way up if you think there was a sheriff involved. No, honey, not halfway, not green. If you think the sheriff was involved, to make sure no one would be able to. All right, now you're getting somewhere. You know, Savannah's got money and plenty of it. And the thing about it is, you know, she don't share with her sister. Period. And it's a fact that you know that. Bring it to Yalla if I'm correct. To Yalla. There you go. So for sure, every bit of this was out of jealousy. And then once she heard about it, she's like, okay, well, if mom's out of the way, I can inherit everything she's got because she's definitely not going to leave it to that sister. Is that correct? If it is, bring it to Yalla. Yalla, honey. Okay. Without 1 ounce of doubt, and I'm going to say this again, without 1 doubt, did you think in your heart that Savannah could have had knowledge of every bit of this? And if so, bring it together or bring it all the way up, whichever one you want to do. Okay. I'm glad that the son-in-law is admitting to what he did, but he's throwing it off as that he didn't know that would kill you. I guess he's saying he thought it would scare you into giving him money or something. I don't know what the hell he was thinking, but anyway, he's dumber than a box of rocks. And I hate to say it, but your daughter, both your daughters, with what you're telling me, ain't worth 15 cents. And now that you're getting to see it from the outside in, you can tell it too. Over greed. Do you want to say anything to your daughters and to your son-in-law? If you do, bring it to Yellow and I'll turn the box back on. If there's anything you want to say. Just to Yellow, honey. Okay. Because, see, when you move it a little bit further, somebody else could be jolting in there with you. When you put it directly on the color I said and blink it however many times I asked you to blink it, that can't be chalked up to something else. We're live right now around the world. Anybody can see this in real time. The only ones that won't is the ones that feel that they know something too and they ain't never said nothing about it, or either they're just not godly people and turn a deaf ear and it's not your fault. It happens to the best of them. We'll hear a little more of what he has to say about it, and then I'll stop it, and then we'll ask you a question. And thank you, you're doing perfect.
What Agent Dante had been waiting 90 minutes to play changed the temperature of that room in under 4 seconds. The phone call, 90 minutes in. The son-in-law is leaning back now, almost relaxed, delivering his third retelling of that evening with growing confidence. Agent Dante signals to his partner without breaking eye contact with the suspect. The younger agent produces a laptop and audio equipment, sets them on the table without explanation. Dante's entire demeanor shifts. The conversational warmth drains out of his voice like water through a cracked glass. He leans forward and says 7 words. I want you to listen very carefully. The son-in-law's initial reaction, mild curiosity, a flicker of amusement even, as
Pamela, and I'm sure she's speaking on the behalf of everybody here, that they feel sorry for what they have did to you, and that, you're loved either way. So it was wrong for this to happen. You didn't deserve it, love. But you'll be the one come out on top at the end. So Donna says, know this. We all love you here. You've been through the ringer, and you're welcome here anytime you want to.
if he's genuinely interested in whatever the FBI thinks they have. That curiosity lasted exactly as long as it took for the speakers to fill that room with his own voice. The recording is a traced phone call from a burner phone to the son-in-law's personal cell at 2:47 a.m., a conversation where the kidnapper discusses Nancy's deteriorating condition, the failed ransom plan, and what to do with her now that the situation has spiraled beyond recovery. The son-in-law's voice on that recording isn't ambiguous, isn't similar. It's him, speaking with familiarity, discussing logistics, referencing details about Nancy's captivity that only someone running the operation would know. And, get this, the physical transformation captured on that footage is something that, once you see it,
That brings me to another question.
Captured.
Nancy, when they're talking held captive, was that in your own home for a little while? Or as soon as they realized that you had passed, that's when they took you out of your own home? If they took you out of your home the moment they realized that you were gone, bring it to yellow. If they kept you secretly into your own home for a while, bring it to green. So a little bit of both. They kept you in there probably long enough to clean up and wrap you up and all this good stuff. And then after that, that's when they took you out of the home. Is that correct? If that would be a correct term, bring it to yellow. Okay. I get you.
The physical transformation captured on that footage is something that, once you see it, you can never unsee. The color drains from his face in real time. not a figure of speech. His skin, confident lean, replaced by the posture of a man who wants to disappear into his chair. His eyes dart between Dante and the second agent, searching for escape, finding nothing. The recording ends. Silence swallows the room. 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 7. Agent Dante lets the silence do the work, lets it press down on the son-in-law like a physical weight. Then he breaks it with devastating simplicity. That's your voice, isn't it? The son-in-law tries denial. That doesn't sound like me. His voice cracks on the word me. I don't know what that is. But the weakness in every syllable betrays him. He knows, they know, the camera knows.
Let me just go ahead and get this verified again, real quick, so people will quit looking at other junk, claiming to try to find you. Let's just go ahead and verify it again right now. If it's true that authorities have found you and is just not mentioning it to the public and keeping it under wraps, bring it to Yala. Only to Yala, honey. If they have, okay. So people put up junk that they're trying to find you and all this bunch of bullcrap. Well, let them just figure out how dumb they are. I mean, just plain and simple. They are.
He knows, they know, the camera knows. Dante plays the recording again. This time he pauses at specific moments, isolating statements that prove coordination with Nancy's kidnapper. Each pause is surgical. Each one strips away another layer of the performance. The son-in-law's breathing changes visibly on the footage, shallow and rapid, like someone fighting the urge to be sick. His rehearsed calm is completely gone, replaced by the darting eyes and involuntary swallowing of a man in full survival mode.
Hope
He
you're doing all
pivots,
right.
scrambling for anything that might work. The call was about something else entirely. Business matters. A personal situation with his cousin Marcus that investigators are misinterpreting. Something, anything, other than what that recording clearly and unmistakably captured him doing. Dante lets that explanation sit in the air for exactly long enough to make the son-in-law think it might work. The younger agent glances at Dante. Dante's jaw tightens almost imperceptibly, the only visible reaction from a man who has sat across from killers for 2 decades. Then he nods toward the folder. If this is your first time here and
Nancy, I want to ask you another question. Good night, Sue. Thank you for being here, love. Nancy, I want to ask you another question. Now that you can see your your son-in-law, you can feel his emotions now. And I would like to know, just on my behalf, is he scared to death? Is he shaking plumb down to the bone? If he is, bring it to Yala for me. Does he know that with this charge is going to be 30 years to life? And show me on the meter how proud of that you are. Are you just going to bring it to Yala? I mean, I know you may have loved the feller over years, but for what he has done to you, and now fixing to mess up your daughter's lives, show us how glad you are that he is now going to probably be away for the rest of his life. Can you do that? Can you light her up? I see you keep wanting to put it on Yalla. Then again, maybe, guys, she's got a heart that maybe she thinks people can change sometime. I don't know. It's hard to down someone that you love, but yeah, it's not enough. You gave them everything, and they took everything from you. If I was you, I would break this meter. I would keep it over on red until it started smoking, if you want the truth about it. But now that's just me. Everybody has
Then
their
he
own
nods toward the
opinions.
folder. If this is your first time here and you're already locked in, subscribe right now. Because what
We're not worried
Agent
about
Dante
you.
begins
Go
reading
ahead.
them aloud, slowly, deliberately, sliding each printed page across the table so the son-in-law can see his own words reflected back at him in black ink. Thursday night works best. Her routine is predictable. You'll need to disable the doorbell camera first thing. I'll tell you exactly where it is. Is the weak point. Front door has too much security. She takes sleeping pills around.
Change has been around for 22 years now. Our mission is to significantly reduce the loss.
Dummy.
Pills around 10 p.m. Give it an hour. After that, each message strips away another layer of pretense. The son-in-law's face tells the entire story. That slow, sickening realization that every text he sent while planning this crime had been recovered, preserved, and was now being read back to him under fluorescent lights in a federal building. These aren't vague messages open to interpretation. They reference Nancy's specific routine, her home layout, her vulnerability window, her medication schedule. The woman who laughed at dinner and trusted this man to drive her home safely, reduced to a target profile in his own text messages. Agent Dante pauses after reading the last message. Lets the weight of it settle. The younger agent's pen has stopped again. He's looking directly at the son-in-law now with an expression the footage captures clearly. Not anger, not disgust, but something closer to disbelief. As if even after years of working violent crime cases, the calculated coldness of those messages toward a family. Member registered as something different. But here's where it gets really dark. The son-in-law claims his phone was hacked. Someone else sent those messages to frame him. Agent Dante doesn't even blink. Cell tower records place the phone at locations matching the son-in-law's verified whereabouts when each message was sent. His workplace, his home, restaurants where credit card receipts confirm his presence. The timestamps align with his daily routine in ways that would be
I don't know where people know this or not. You should. If you use ATM or anything such as that, it has a camera. And it catches you in real time the moment that you try to use it. And he didn't have no book sense, period, and very little common sense. I mean, it's not too hard to understand.
The timestamps align with his daily routine in ways that would be physically impossible for a remote hacker to replicate without carrying the phone in his pocket 24 hours a day. He pivots again. Marcus fabricated the messages, spoofed them somehow. That crumbles too. The messages exist on Marcus's phone, on the carrier's servers, on the son-in-law's own device and in cloud backups that forensic analysis confirmed are authentic and completely unaltered. 4 independent sources, all matching perfectly. The footage shows him sinking deeper into his chair with each failed explanation. The man who strutted into this room is gone. What's sitting there now is someone watching his life disintegrate in real time. And the text messages weren't even the worst of it. What agents found on his laptop made everything, the phone call, the texts, the lies, look like prologue. The laptop. This is the detail that changes everything. Despite the son-in-law running a commercial data wiping program on his laptop 3 days before his arrest, specifically targeting internet.
20 on, 16 likes. Come on, guys. 4 more. 4 more. If you didn't like the content, you wouldn't be watching. Hit that like button.
History files.
Come on in here and join
digital
the crowd.
Forensic specialist.
I know somebody commented, it was yesterday or something, I think, Lisa. You said somebody commented something and it wasn't good and you took it down. That's good. But I'm going to say to these back here in the back, if you're positive and you like to hear the truth of the matter from the horse's mouth herself and would like to join JSV, we've been having a lot come down from watching in the back and to come down on in here. And the only thing we asked is for you to subscribe. And it's totally free. Come down, join the fams. You might have questions that you might want to hear from your loved one sometime. You don't have to sit in the back. And I don't care who you are. Come on down.
It's recovered everything. Every search, every query, every digital fingerprint he thought he'd erased. Agent Dante reads the recovered searches aloud from a printed forensic report. His voice is flat, clinical, but the younger agent's pen stops moving for the first time in 4 hours. He just stares at the table, searches for how to kidnap someone without leaving evidence. Queries about anonymous...
Well, he failed on that, didn't he? Well, I can't follow directions neither. I have to do it myself. I can't follow directions, I'm telling you. Even when I'm cooking something, Christine says, how you do that? Without measuring everything. I don't measure a daggum thing. But now I have to give him that. Now I can't follow directions. You know, I can see something be done, and then I can do it. Or I can sit there and just put my mind to it and do it. But reading directions, might well throw that paper in the garbage.
Bitcoin ransom.
$9.99.
Stop talking about
it's our
pizza.
best deal ever.
Not good. Well, I took my shot yesterday.
Anonymous Bitcoin ransom.
I did
payments.
cheat.
Research into
I
how
ate a
long
banana.
elderly individuals can survive without prescribed medications. Methods for disposing of remains in desert locations. Comparisons between sentencing for kidnapping versus
Your
murder.
dad did that.
And the most chilling entry, a search conducted 72 hours before Nancy disappeared. Whether accomplices receive lesser sentences if the victim dies during captivity. He wasn't just planning a kidnapping. He was planning for the...
No. See, no. All right. Now you look at the difference. All right. He's up jail house. All right. He's admitted to doing this. But his terms is he didn't know that would kill her. Just to scare her, I guess, to sign some papers over to where they could be owner of everything. Probably what it boiled down to before Savannah gets it. Well, with her passing that away, Yeah, that's just manslaughter, period, point blank. He ain't getting out of that fix. What about Jack and Lily? That's the difference between up there and down here. Down here, your ass is grass. Up there, I don't know what they're doing, giving a slap on the wrist for something such as that. I don't understand it, probably won't ever understand it. But it could be kind of the same situation as we've seen here tonight. She said she even blinked it twice. Y'all seen it with your own two dadgum eyes. If they found your body and authorities have it, blink it twice. And that they're not putting it out to the public. She blinked it twice. You can fake that crap. People, as how many times I gotta say this? If you want to learn about the paranormal, here's where you need to be at JSV. You can find out quicker through the deceased about something than you can the living at any point in time. You live in Canada, I don't understand y'all's laws up there. I mean, he killed them kids, you know, and that's just that. And even his friend or cousin, or whoever it was, Logan, went up there and admitted to everything that each one did. No nut job. He tried to run his car in the damn river. Well, that didn't work. Took him to the hospital. He made it through that. So I don't know where he runned off to now. But there's still two, you know. I believe what the children tell me, and that the remains had been found, and it's just not going to be put out to the public because it's such a big deal. It would be overcrowded, and someone, especially into like that family, would be the type of people gruesome enough to read Zoom. And that's why they do that. Once you're hit with that, the state picks it up. They have the right to not let any family member, period, know where the remains are going to be laid to rest. And a lot of people don't understand that, but they do it to keep down all the problems. Just like having Nancy. They're not going to release it to the public until they're ready to. And even when they do, I know very seriously they'll never tell the other sister. And if they go through her Savannah's pocketbook, her laptop, her tablets, her cell phones, the whole 9 yards, she'll be sitting up there at the jail house with the rest of them. And I believe that's probably where the other daughter's at, unless she's on the run. Because he so far he's admitting to everything, but he's not putting nothing on the girls. And it says right here, plain as day, in black and white, black as I can get it, says, for the death of Nancy, it's a family secret. Yes, I know they killed Nancy. I don't know what, hey there, I don't know what else to tell anybody. I mean, other than come on in here. Hey, there's Lynn. How you doing, love? Just, you know, come on in here and be part of it. I'm telling you right now. If you guys will come on down here and join the fams, all I ask you to do is subscribe. One day you're going to want to hear from a loved one. And we can do that. And most of the time, it just happens naturally. Like, I've never heard that name before that just showed up. 2 days after that name popped up, I heard that name come to the spirit box. If you're scared of hearing what maybe a loved one's got to say about you, I can understand. But if you got a loved one like a mother or a grandfather or daughter or whatever, I can understand people that wouldn't want to reach out to a family member if the last thing they did was have an argument. But then again, it would be a way to get some closure to apologize to the deceased. That way they can rest at peace. They can feel our emotions. They can hear our thoughts. And they deserve the utmost respect, no matter how anybody feels about them. Period. They're square with the house again until the Lord comes back. So you new ones, you need to start going ahead and jumping in. And I'm going to say this. The 3 that's jumped off since night before last, stay off. Because if you was a true fam, you'd never left. And that one, if I find out that you're taking my information and either putting it over on your channel or someone else's platform, once I turn it into the community, they will flag you and take down the emails that you're going with. And that'll cost you 90 days without being able to get back on to anything. So don't do that. What happens here needs to damn well stay here. If you can't do what I'm doing, leave it the hell alone.
He wasn't just planning a kidnapping. He was planning for the possibility, maybe the intention, that Nancy wouldn't survive it. The searches spanned 3 weeks, progressing from general research into horrifyingly specific operational planning. Disabling doorbell cameras, bypassing residential systems, finding accomplices willing to commit crimes for cash. All from the same device where forensic specialists also found searches for Nancy's specific medication schedule and her home security system.
That's right, Lisa.
The son-in-law's defense? He was researching a crime novel. Agent Dante shut that down with 3 sentences. No manuscript.
I believe that's what's happened to Jack and Lily. Yeah, I really do. And that one girl that was one of you know her name. They found her up in the woods, cut up into little pieces. Her boyfriend did it. Ann, or I don't know. She's a blonde-headed gal, pretty little thing. Anyway, cut her all up. She spoke. But the sad part about hers is she just kept hollering for her mom. I forget her name. It's been a while back. But they found her in the woods, scattered every which were. These people have no consumption for human life at all. I mean, it's pathetic, guys. What are we doing now here? You know what? I think we're gonna make a video of us or you fixing this daggum YouTube room.
Doing what to it?
Well, it was nice and neat in here.
Until you put these in here.
No, I'm talking about all this.
What do you mean?
Well, what do I mean? All this.
But
look,
you can't just say all of this.
I tried to find something. Okay, I can't never find it.
That's your fault.
No, the heck it ain't.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you to come in here so you can watch me so you know where stuff is, and you say
no. You tell me to get out while you doing it.
No, I don't.
That's a lie.
That's not a lie. I tell you to come here so I can show you.
You say get out. Let me do this. Let me do that.
Yeah, I tell you to come back in here so I can show you where your medicine is.
I ain't talking about medicine. I'm talking about anything I need.
You know dang well about those colored drawers.
How do you think I'm gonna get down there with them drawers?
I didn't say the bottom.
And besides, it's Christmas stuff in it.
I didn't say the bottom ones. The orange ones is your papers. The top two is pretty much of anything and everything.
See what I'm talking about?
You're the one that did that. That was already like that before I came here.
We're going to be like the Hatfields and McCoys, because we're going to get down to business till so many years pass over, we forgot what we was arguing for in the first place.
You know what, though? You know what? You love this. You love me, you know.
There was a...
Watch it.
I think it was back in... I don't know, when they first come out with them Polaroid camera things. One part of them was up in Kentucky, and one part was down there in let's see, I think part of Tennessee or something. But anyway, way back then, like I said, it was early 20s or in the 20s or something. Yeah, they need to be labeled.
They don't need to be labeled.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. Because then you'll go through like this don't belong here. It don't belong with the label.
But anyway, his police and his deputy pulled up this man shooting through some weeds, and got out and I said, "What are you shooting at?" He said, "I'm trying to shoot that bunch over yonder." He said, "Who?" He said, "The Hatfields." He said, "I'm gonna shoot every one of them." He said, "You wasting shells." He said, "No, I ain't. I get them." He said, "I doubt that." He said, "They moved a little bit north of Kentucky." And he said, "What are y'all fighting for anyway?" He said, that old man stood around a minute and he said, "Tell you the truth, I really don't know." He said, "I don't know why we're fighting." He said, "I think my great-great-grandpa remembered why we was." He said, "I don't know now." And I mean, they was mean in business. But could you imagine how that feller felt when he realized that they didn't live next door no more, that they moved plumb upper end of Kentucky? Him out there wasting all them shells. Dadgummit.
No manuscript files on the laptop, no notes, no outlines. Not a single document suggesting any creative writing project had ever existed on that machine. At this point, the son-in-law finally tried invoking his Fifth Amendment right to silence. Too late. 3 hours of recorded lies, contradictions, and failed explanations were already preserved on that camera. The damage was catastrophic and irreversible. But the evidence...
You're racing Formula One, IndyCar, or NASCAR, the best race teams have the best engineers.
And irreversible. But the evidence wasn't finished with him yet. What agents revealed about his finances explained not just how he planned the kidnapping, but why he was desperate enough to orchestrate it in the first place. Following the money. 3 hours in, agents shifted to motive, and what they laid out painted the portrait of a man drowning so completely that he convinced himself killing an 84-year-old woman was his only way to the surface. 3 devastating details. That's all it took to establish motive beyond any reasonable doubt. First, total financial collapse. Checking account overdrawn by thousands. Credit cards maxed with payments months behind. Mortgage in default. Foreclosure threatened within 60 days. Combined debts exceeding $250,000 against income that barely covered monthly expenses. Second, unexplained cash withdrawals totaling $30,000 in the 3 weeks before Nancy vanished. When asked where the money went, the son-in-law's answers shifted like sand. Business expenses, then home repairs, then a blank stare, and the admission that he simply couldn't remember. $30,000. Gone. No explanation. Now, pay attention to this next part, because this is where desperation becomes motive. Nancy's existing will left her multi-million-dollar estate split equally between her 2 daughters. If Nancy died before changing that document, Annie would inherit approximately $2 million, marital property, shared with her husband. Every debt erased, every creditor silenced, every problem solved with a single inheritance check. But Nancy had already scheduled an appointment with her attorney to execute a revised will, one that would dramatically reduce Annie's share. That appointment was days away. The son-in-law knew about it.
Days away. But the son-in-law knew about it, that she was fixing to sign them papers over, and they ain't getting nothing.
Agents confirmed he'd overheard Nancy discussing the changes at a family dinner. The same dinner where Nancy laughed telling stories about her late husband. The same dinner where she trusted her son-in-law enough to let him drive her home. He wasn't just broke. He was watching a $2 million lifeline disappear, and the clock was running out. But the financial trail only explained the why. What happened next in that interrogation room revealed the how. And it started with the son-in-law's psychological defenses finally completely shattering. The breaking point, 4.5 hours in. The leaked footage shows a man physically unraveling, slumped posture, visible exhaustion, hands that won't stop shaking. The confident innocence from the first hour is gone, replaced by the hollow expression of someone who has run out of lies and knows it. Agent Dante recognizes the breaking point, shifts tactics completely. The confrontational pressure disappears, replaced by something warmer, more dangerous.
You're good.
After hours of battering the suspect with evidence, Dante becomes the understanding ally, offering a path to redemption.
You don't have to do
Look,
that anymore.
I've been doing this for 23 years. I've seen a lot of people in your situation. Things start as one thing and spiral into something you never intended. Maybe you just wanted to scare Nancy, get her to reconsider the will changes. Maybe you thought Marcus would hold her for a day or two and let her go once she agreed. Things got out of hand.
What did she just say? What did she just say? For money, period. I asked, did they keep her in her home for a few days? And then, I think I went to Tiala for, and then just have to rewatch it. And then after that, then they moved the body and it lit up for that. And when I said, did the son-in-law take your life, blink it twice, and she did. She's pissed. She is 110 times pissed for the simple fact that she showed love to every one of them, and then they did her this way. I don't blame her a bit. But Was it signed, sealed, and delivered before she lost her life? Because it doesn't matter now. They got phone records. They got everything they need. They got him there. Got him charged with manslaughter. I guess the next step is just finding the other sister, and they may try to talk off air and at home with Savannah. We can't unsee this stuff. We can't deny this stuff. We can ask them to do this or that or the other, and whether they will or not, that's their deal. But she is hot. Leaving it alone. All she had to do was get shown one how to go about it. Ava helped her, and when Ava helped her cross over, you seen she was just right on the money. So the best thing could have happened to her. She crossed over. She's good to go. She don't have to live in that old death state no more. She can come and go as she wants. And now she is pissed. I wouldn't want to be in the same cell with him. I can tell you that much. But you know, and a lot of people don't understand Ava either. And I've tried my best to explain Ava to people. You know, she come to me when I was 7 years of age. And she's been with me ever since. Yeah. And, you know, she's taught me things. She showed me things that people can do that we can't even think about doing here in the physical. This is just a way station. But when I call on her, she's there. She can be the nicest thing in the world you ever seen in your life. She's a pretty little thing. But then again, she can look like something that will cause you nightmares for the rest of your life. Yeah. Yeah, now she can come and go when she wants to and hound the piss out of them. But, you know, he told himself, you know, that this happened just a couple of days before she signed off on the paper. So that's what it was about. Them trying to get everything she had versus Savannah trying to fight it as well. I know Savannah wouldn't have wanted to kill her mom. I'm not even saying she obliged them to do it. The only thing I am saying about Savannah is that she knew that this was going to happen. And she can beat the bushes all she wants to and claim she didn't. But she's a bow-faced liar because her mama just said so. And I'd believe her mama over her any day. She wants to stay in the limelight. You seen the things lit up when I asked about her cell phone, her purse, her tablet, her computers. Every one of them need to be investigated. Because no matter what she tries to erase or delete, when they plug it up, they can still get it. Okay. Well, guys, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and get off here tonight. Go in there and rest a little while. Hope y'all enjoyed tonight's live, and like I said, now y'all start sharing with people. And even just sharing the name and then putting YouTube underneath it. Thank you all for being here, and I love every one of you. I just love y'all. Good night.